What's up, everybody? I'm back for round two, and I have friends beside me. Friends that are questionable at best. So this is going to be my Authorcon Haul. And that was taking place at the Renaissance Hotel in St. Louis. So, homeboy here. And I did go all 3 days. So, I have 28 books here. I don't know. But I met a lot more authors than I have books here. So I met at least close to 20 authors, but some of these books are from the same author, but I made a couple more with it. So I got like more than one from the authors, is what I'm trying to say. So in no particular order, because I did not put these by authors. Well, I almost kind of did. But I'm going to start off with the anthologies. So I thought I'd also show off a couple of bookmarks here. This is from Playground by Aaron Beauregard. So it says here on the back, life is long, or so you think, till you search and search without a blink. But the fun you seek has passed you by, 'cause childhood is the only time we're truly alive. So I'll get into that. This is from John Wayne Communal. He is an author, musician, and awesome dude for life. So, real nice guy, but I didn't buy anything from him, but I did bring, actually, I did have him sign that, if you call that a signature. But this is All of Your Dreams Will Come True When You're Dead. And yeah. I got a couple of things from R.J. Benetti, which was a really solid dude. He gave me like something he drew here. I'll get into that. He got me a sticker. Okay, let's go ahead and get this thing started. Okay, here are the anthologies I got at Authorcon. The first one I want to show off is R.J. Benetti's Blood Plow and Other Yuletide Tales with Guts and Entrails. He told me that this was a Christmas short story collection. So there's his signature right there. And he was a super, super cool dude. This collects Blood Plow, Nutcrackers, Santa Sexual, and Enter the Santaverse. So, very curious on this one. That was Blood Plow. The Rack. And this is stories inspired by like 70s and 80s horror. This collects 20 stories. You have authors in here like, I actually got this signed by Jeff Strand and Bridget Nelson. I'll go ahead and flip that. Yeah. Jeff Strand, Fuzzy Slippers. Bridget Nelson wrote. Irish Eyes. Yeah, there's that. And you have like authors. You have Ronald Malfi in here, which I should have bought this with me, but again, I didn't have time. Cynthia Paleo, Black Pages, Other Things Have Happened by Ronald Malfi, Fuzzy Slippers by Jeff Strand, The Raft is in here by Stephen King, one of my all-time favorite short stories by him. That was one reason. That Chemical Glow by Larry Hinkle, I Am a House Demanding to be Haunted by Mercedes M. Yardley, Ursa Deruo, Kristen Dearborn, The Devil We Used to Know by Johnny Compton, Irish Eyes by Bridget Nelson, They Look Back by Candace Nola. She was there too. I didn't get a chance to talk to her. Blood of My Blood by Krista Carmen, The Keeper of Tazwamet by Eric Nanali, The Last Call of the Cicada by Gwendolyn Kist. I think she was there, but I did not see her. Mightier Than Bullets by Laurel Hightower. Loud and Clear by Max Booth III. Better by You, Better Than Me, Better Than Me, Rebecca Rowland. She was there, but I didn't get a chance to talk to her. The Nightmare on Elm Lane by Richard Chismar. The Visitor by Philip Fracassi, Lips Like a Scythe, Steve Van Sampson, and White Pages by Clay McLeod Chapman. I did meet Clay McLeod Chapman, but again, I just did not have time to interact with as many as I wanted to. But there are some pretty solid stories in here. And this one runs to $3.97. This one would have been very hard to find on Amazon because it would take about like a month or two to get. So I just had to snag it. I actually got this on Saturday, and this was the only book that I got on Saturday. That first one that I showed off was from Sunday, so I really scored on Friday and Sunday. I already made this way too long, but that's the rack. Next are two books, but I actually have her novel in here too. But this was her stories. This was by like a local author that was from like O'Fallon. And she actually friended me on Facebook. And I talked to her for like a few minutes. But the first one I want to show off is Respect for the Dead and Other Dark Tales by Lindsay Beth Goddard. And this has stories from where's this song? Yeah, I think this is all of her stories. So this collects Respect for the Dead, Holiday Tradition, Hot Blooded, Just Desserts, Man's Best Friend, Never Trust a Vampire, Looking for Ghosts, A Devil in Disguise, The New Girl, When the Sun Comes Up, Mold, and Someone to Talk to. So, I've never heard of her before, but she was really, really nice. And I just had to support her. She actually also runs a podcast called Weird Wide Web. And apparently she runs it with her husband. And these two were super, super nice. We talked for probably about 10 or so minutes. And definitely want to give this a try. Respect for the Dead by Lindsay Beth Goddard. She also has a poetry collection, Head Trip, and I love this cover. This is very, very short too, and I might actually get into poetry from time to time. So, that's that. I think she saw this one too. Yeah, right there. I have Fear of Clowns, a horror anthology. That's freaking terrifying. I got this from Aaron Beauregard's table, and he signed this one as well. Yeah. It says, Beware the Clowns. So there's a lot in here too. This has The Hollow Ones Weep Grease Paint by Haley Piper, Quit Clowning Around by Clay McLeod Chapman, Mr. Tasty Crinkle, Craig E. Sawyer, Dots the Magic Clown by Adam Caesar, Clown Heads by M. Starr, The Fears of a Clown, Bev Vincent, Jollification, Mel Raines, The Circus Inside You by Tim Wagner, Pop by Jonathan Lees, Giggles in the Glitch, Dex Bryant, The Drolls by Jonathan Jans. He was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Scribble Face, S.B. Caves, Grease Paint and Monkey Brains, Duncan Ralston, Serial Clown, Rutger Middleberg, No One Wants to Go to Happy Land, Douglas Ford, Fear of Boys, Carissa Ann Lynch, A Ticket to the Funhouse, Gwendolyn Kist, again, didn't see her, Cypress Circle, Red Legault, All Smiles Under the Big Top, Bitter Corella. She was there. I didn't get a chance to talk to her. The Penthouse Suite at the Plague Pit Hotel, A.C. Wise, The Gift, Lisa Kroger, Any More is a Long Time, Thomas Tessier, The Grim Chameleon Apparatus, Michael A. Reed, The Funhouse, V. Castro. Didn't get a chance to talk to her. Bobo, Hunter Shea, A Very Special Boy, Daniel Wilcox, Ordinary People, Rachel Harrison, The Old College, Aaron Beauregard. Yeah, he was in here. The Last Laugh, Graham Masterson and Carolina Mogileska. And that's it. So, clowns. And I think this was the newest one that I saw, because Adam Caesar was in this one as well, and he was coming out with this like October 1st or something. So I had to snag this. That was A Fear of Clowns, a horror anthology. I ain't even halfway through this thing. Next. Is Camp Slasher Lake Volume 1. And I got this from DW Hits table. And it says, if you see Custer, run. So this collects Camp Hell and the Hot Tub Hotties, Patrick C. Harrison III, Bad Party, Brian McNatt, Tall, Dark, and Rancid, Gary R. Gray, or Jerry R. Gray, The Backwoods Decapitator, hell yeah, John Adam Gosham, The Handyman, Nicholas Stella, The Children of Dagon, Carlton Herzog, The Faith, Derek Austin Johnson, The Deathless by Vincent Wolfram, A Love to Die For, J.D. Kellner, and Work Retreat by D.W. Hits. So these are all slasher short stories. So I guess I could have just read that. I naturally got Volume 2. This collects... Ooh. They also gave me a bookmark there. So, cool. This collects Disassembler 3, The Revenge of Billy Burns, Justin Cawthorn, Evisceration, Liberation, Jay Bauer. I did meet him, but I don't have anything by him until later in this video. Father's Day, Kevin McHugh, Fat Fran, Kay Hennepin, Dirty Little Family Secrets, Daniel R. Robichaud, Skulls on the Shelf, Carl R. Moore, Borrowed Symbols, Aaron E. Lee, Ash Wednesday, Mark Wheaton, The Gospel According to Teddy, Darren Todd, He Haunts at Night and the Boneyard Bog, Brett Mitchell Kent, and Custer's Last Stand, DW Hits. So, hey, gave me another one. But he was a super, super nice guy. I talked to him on Friday, and I talked to him a little bit more on Sunday. So, more stuff. Okay, moving right along. The final three are from Jason Nicky and Stuart Bray. Well, these two are, but this is called Hillbillies and Homicidal Maniacs. And Stuart Bray wasn't there because he had COVID, but Jason Nicky was a super, super nice dude. And he gave me a sticker too. He wrote, "Crack open a cold one and enjoy the Hockdecani or whatever that says." But yeah, Murderous Hillbillies. Don't ask me why. This collects pond scum, fucking redneck trash, did you pay the power bill, tree meat, be kind, rewind, disjointed, and it's starts off by Jason Nicky, then it goes to Stuart Bray, Jason Nicky, Stuart Bray, Jason Nicky, Stuart Bray. So, sounds like a lot of fun, I think. Volume 2, Hillbillies and Homicidal Maniacs, Horror and the Holler. And Jason Nicky himself told me that his cover designer wanted to introduce the authors in this form. So that's Jason Nicky there, and that's Stuart Bray. This collects, he wrote Blood on the Ground and Skinnerd on the Radio. I love this guy. Captive Live Animals, Jason Nicky. Where Is Everybody, Stuart Bray. An Appalachian Aphrodisiac, Jason Nicky. The Woman in the White Hat, Stuart Bray. Ain't That a Bitch, Jason Nicky. Carcer, Stuart Bray. Fresh Air is for Dead People. Hung by the Chimney with Glee. Sounds like a Christmas one. Stuart Bray. And all through the trailer, a Christmas poem by Jason Nicky. This one sounded like a lot of fun. So, that. And finally, from Jason Nicky, Slush Pile. And this is just him by himself. There we go. He wrote, Dive into the Slush Pile. We got Group Therapy, Rocks, The End of the Line, An Unexpected Visitor, hashtag Bookrex, Sins of the Father, West Texas Glory Hole. Oh boy. I Couldn't Do It, Bystander Apathy, Hickory Dickory Dock, Amphetamines and Smegma, Smashed, Wrecked, Gone. So, sounds like a blast, and I definitely want to read from this guy, because I bet he's pretty colorful. But those are all the anthologies that I got at Authorcon. I'm just going to blow through these, so let's do it. These are going to be all the novels that I got. I have quite a few here from PC3, and he was a super nice dude. I have "100% Match," which I did read, and that ending was, what did I just read? But this is a dude just looking for his 100% match, and the sequel, Queen Boss Slay, this was basically about like the prostitute that like literally wrecked this dude, and he wrote in here, men aren't allowed to read this. Let's see why. And this one he wrote just for Mike. I got a very, very short one called The Screaming Tree. And he just wrote, "You'll be screaming too." This is only like 49 pages. So I bet I can like knock this thing out in like 30 minutes. And might I tell you, that's the book. So this thing is super small. Grandpappy. And this is basically about a dude looking over his grandfather. And he has like very disgusting motives behind him. This is your future. Oh boy. And finally, from PC3, Vampire Nuns Behind Bars. And he said that this was kind of like his inspiration on like Grindhouse of the 70s. And probably a little bit of like Giallo stuff in here. This one is actually one of his longer ones. So this one goes to 249. And I definitely wanted to check this one out. It says Honora Avery Grindhouse Pulp. But those are the ones I got from PC3. Moving on to please don't hurt me on these covers. Aaron Beauregard's Playground. Yeah, I got that one. So this was pitched to me, Saw, but with children. And this thing is supposed to be very gnarly. And a lot of people say that page 40 is, hello. Yeah, I don't want to know what's happening on page 40. But that is Playground by Aaron Beauregard. Try the New Candy. Oh yeah, forgot to show you the signature. Apparently this is about a very disgusting candy that does things to you. So this dude is known to be very gnarly. And I definitely want to try and get more into him, I guess. There's that. This next one, you're literally going to wonder why I even got this. This is definitely an SFW. The Amityville that. This is by Ed Lee, Judith Sonnet, and R.J. Benetti. And he said, apologies for the sticky pages. So, yeah. They're at the Amityville house filming that. Moving right along. I got The Narrows by Ronald Malfi, and this was actually his newest book, and it's actually released yesterday. So I was happy to snag a copy, and he told me that this was his twist on a vampire story with like insects. So I definitely do want to check this one out at some point. I don't know when, but definitely sounds like a lot of fun. And it definitely sounds more of like a traditional horror novel by him. So that is The Narrows by Ronald Malfi. We're almost done. Santa versus Satan by D.W. Hitz. And he wrote Don't Ask What's in the Sugar Plums. Hey. So this is part of the Custer Falls Extreme Horror series. And apparently it's like a Santa gone extremely terrible. So, got quite a few Christmas stories in here, for better or worse, but I want to check this thing out. But that is Santa versus Satan by D.W. Hitz. Next are, believe it or not, 2 splatter westerns. Yeah, there we go. So, these 2 are part of his splatter western series. You have The Magpie Coffin and For a Few Souls More, and they're by Wiley E. Young. This dude was a hoot to talk to. Super, super nice guy. And I went on to his Weird West and historical horror panel, and he had to call me out. And he said, "Welcome to the Wild West thingy." But super nice guy, and I definitely can't wait to read both of these. The Magpie Coffin, For a Few Souls More by Wiley Young. And this one he wrote, it's better than the first one. I'm prepared when it comes to movies. So, I had to snag these. Next, we have Lindsay Goddard's debut novel. And this one kind of sounded like a cult. So, definitely want to read from her and see how I like her. There's that. And we have a couple more here, so let's do it. The next one is The Fall by Justin Hawley. And he like literally acknowledged me because I like walked away from his table and I went to talk to him for like a couple minutes, and he was another super nice dude, and he wrote all that. He says, "May your nightmares be glorious. Don't fall." So apparently it's about like a hunting expedition gone wrong, and we'll see how this goes. And I think he did throw this one in for half price, I think. And this is actually available on Kindle Unlimited. So that is The Fall by Justin Hawley. I have his debut novel that he told me that he wrote 15 years ago, Bruised. And yeah, there's that. I'm going to read the back of this because I'm not sure really what it's about. Jason Hilden thinks life is perfect, but at age 18, things are about to change. First, he falls for Jewel, a pretty redhead with arms marred by mysterious bruises. Then the gang of friends he runs with begins to experiment with witchcraft, blood oaths, and revenge. Soon, Jewel is the only good thing standing between Jason and the gang, but when he finds out she's one of his mother's mental health clients, he worries doctor-patient confidentiality will forever mask the truth behind Jewel's bruises. Is someone out to destroy her, or is she destroying herself? In the end, the truth behind her secrets is beyond his worst imaginings, and as their two worlds draw closer to collision, all hell, quite literally, is about to break loose. So this one sounds pretty decent. And this one runs to $320. Finally landed to the final author. Christmas Eve Carnage by John Lynch. And he wrote in here, "Are you on the naughty list?" So, crazy elves let loose on Christmas Eve. That's a sick cover, and I love it. So, this one goes to $170. Super, super nice guy. And I just had to support him. I got Sleeper Train by Jay Bauer and John Lynch, and they both signed it. Enjoy the ride. And Jay wrote, "Have fun on the coastal expanse," I think it says. And this was kind of like a slasher novel, if I'm not mistaken. So, definitely sounded like a fun one. And it's a pretty brand new one. And finally, The Warrior Retreat, John Lynch. He simply wrote, "Watch Your Six." And I read this earlier this year, and I absolutely enjoyed it. It's about like this vet that just goes on a killing rampage. So, filled with real life influences and just bought into horror. It's one of the most visceral, extreme horror novels that I've ever read, because it is very real. And John Lynch was actually a Marine for 4 years, and that's where he got this idea. I asked him myself, and that's what he said. So those are all of the books that I got at Authorcon. Help. No, but seriously, this was an excellent time, and I got to meet so many great authors. And if this thing comes to St. Louis next year, I'll definitely make sure to talk to more people. Man, there were like so many people there that I really wanted to talk to, but I just did not have time. But who I got is who I got. So I'm going to leave it at that. This video is already way too long. And my next video is probably going to be my September movie wrap-up and Joker Folie à Deux review, Salem's Lot review. I watched that yesterday. And I'm going to go see Terrifier 3 on Friday. So all of that is coming up very soon. But I definitely wanted to get this out. That is my massive Authorcon haul. Thanks for watching. And I'm pretty sure you're questioning me right now. But that's all I got for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Adios. Peace.